Awesome. Okay. Do you go by Jess, Jesse? What do you prefer?
Let's do Jesse because I'll keep it official.
Jesse and the official title of
The Ridge Key Phoenix.
the
Ridge Key Phoenix.
Key Phoenix. I think you were probably one of the first artists to put out a call, if you will, or to reach out to others after the campfire to say, this is what I'm going to do to maybe, I don't know, remember what happened or find something, create something. You know, I think we all wanted to do something.
Yes.
So how did it come to you, or what was your inspiration?
Yeah, so I haven't shared too much about my personal experience with my family, but once my parents got down the hill safe around 10 a.m., we just stayed and we just tried to nurture each other on the couch and share some time and space. And one of the things was that my dad had his keys. And right then in that moment, it occurred to me that that was a parallel fact with thousands of people in that moment, in that morning, and probably forever, was that we all had keys that no longer had a door. May it be to a lock, may it be to a safe, may it be to your home, to a business. It became limitless. And I just felt that totem and keeping that in our pocket was kind of a residue effect, and it might bring us down. So as an artist staying in my lane, I knew that the one thing I could do was create. And when you create, you have more than you had. And at that moment, we didn't have a lot. So I looked at my dad and I said, I think I'm going to build a phoenix out of some keys. And he said, good luck. Good luck with that. Go for it. And that encouragement in that moment with someone that I know was just a hero themselves, giving me validation to chase my dreams, was all I needed. So I put a simple Facebook post out and said, hey, I think I want to do this. If you're willing and vulnerable to pass on that one last thing that you might have, I want to make something beautiful out of it, but not just with you, with everyone. I set out 13 different jars in 13 different businesses, all the way from Red Bluff to Magalia to Chico, all over. 2 or 3 times a week, I would collect. I put 19,000 miles on my truck just in the last 12 months. I've met thousands of people, may it be in a tent, a hotel, their new home, a shelter, or just simply meeting them at the businesses. I never, ever said no. I've never turned anyone away that felt that it was the right thing to do for me to take that ownership of their last possession, one of their last possessions. So for the last year, I've collected right around 18,000 keys. And I still remember the very first one I got back in November when I started, about a week after our tragedy. And I'm going to present that to the city here in just a couple more sleeps on November 8th. And I just wanted to invite everyone back to share that experience of together and unity and what it did, what one sculpture represents of us working together to do something, to create something, and the power of that. And if we can just use that same line to keep creating, may it be a home, may it be a school, may it be just the infrastructure of a town, we will rise, just like that phoenix.
Were you surprised at all by the response that you got?
Oh, 100%. There will be there will be no shock in that. Knowing that I was asking for people to give me something that was so full of integrity, so meaningful, and like I said, probably one of the last true items of belonging, was very vulnerable of me to ask and very courageous. But our keys are on there too. My family's keys were there too. And I think that was what comforted so many people, is knowing that I was a part of it, not that I was just the creator. And that's always been the goal, is to just be a part of this process and just be the vessel that put it together. But I don't own it, the town owns it. All of the towns surrounding that participated, the people that participated through their letters, through their emails, through their keys. It's just been such a totem of community. And I just feel blessed to give that back.
Let's get some facts about the actual sculpture itself, the weight, the height, the number of keys, I don't know if you've kept track of your hours. I mean, I always like to hear those facts, if you will.
So at this point, now that it's done and it's fully executed, it weighs about 800 pounds in total with the base of the bird and the wings, everything there. Each of the wings weigh about 45, 50 pounds. The car keys are going to be placed up on that wing that you'll see when you walk in. The house keys are on the outside. All of the colorful engraved and or personalized keys make out the beautiful feathers. The sculpture sits at about 7.5 feet tall by about 7.5 feet wide with that wingspan. And like I said, I have one more trick up my sleeve for the grand reveal, which is why I've been kind of hush-hush about photography. So I just want to invite people to come up and see my message about what we're overcoming, may it be anger or sadness. And in regards to hours, thousands. May it be from driving to collect metal all the way up to Bernie, all the way down to Bodie. May it be the collection of the keys, which again, I drove everywhere no matter where people were. And then just the construction of it, from building the actual shape of the bird, adding the keys to it, touching every single key was so remarkable. Smelling those Thanksgiving meals on those keys, and the first time a lemonade stand was out front, or just couples moving in, newlyweds, and I felt every story and I felt every memory, and I honored it with such integrity and gentleness. And so I just can't wait to give it back.
Kind of like giving birth.
Yeah.
You know, you've had this many months leading up. You're about to have the big reveal. But then, I mean, for you personally, then what?
Yeah, then what? I'm going to continue. I run Butte County Art on Wheels. I founded that back in January too. When I lost my studio alongside my father, I just knew that for me, rebuilding meant rebuilding with. And rebuilding with my community meant bringing it to them. So I converted a Phoenix solar energy van into a mobile art studio. I have worked with probably 20,000 kids in the last year through various programs, and just been able to share that joy, but most importantly, show up where they are. Last Monday, I was under a lantern up at Cedarwood and teaching art because that's where it needed to happen. I've been able to give kids an appropriate, safe place to put their emotions. May they be joy, may they be sadness, whatever it is. I've got to work with staff and students and just people, because that's all we are at the end of the day. And just, that's my goal, is to continue that, to find ways to continue to utilize that vehicle to aid my community.
You're probably getting a lot of praise and thanks for
Yeah.
stepping up, and it's not always easy to accept.
Correct.
So please accept my appreciation.
Thank you.
And yeah, I mean, it's been a healing process for you, but the community as well. And I think everybody's getting excited to see the final.
Yes.
And then they can visit it. You know,
Yes,
it's not like it's going away.
It's not going anywhere. It's going to be there for people to see for a long time. The day of the actual reveal, I will have the letters out there for everyone to read and be a part of that journey with me, as well as projected. I'm going to have myself there available to talk and just comfort and hug and thank people just the same in return for making this happen and working with me and alongside me through this journey. May they be in Tennessee or Hawaii or wherever we are now, but we all came together to do this, to make this happen. So please come share that with me.
Okay, I'm crying. Good job. I'm going to give you a hug.
Take a breath. Yeah.
I mean, I know.
I know.
You're a very strong person.
I'm trying.
We can will ourselves to
That's the only
be
reason.
that way.
It's the only reason I'm strong.
Yeah.
That healed me.
I
don't get to cry very often, but that was the last thing I did.
I do.
Well, that's the last thing I did. Those are my parents. Those are my parents' keys right there. In my world, we found 5 things. One of them was the door handle to our art studio. So that's in the talons, and then their keys are in the beak. And I just want that message of moving forward. That was just such a unique key given to me. I don't know its story, but I can tell it has one. And the eyes, everything I tried to do with the utmost integrity. I never lost one. I never damaged one. I didn't shift it. I have the keys to the deceased. I mean, the keys to the fire hose of the Paradise Fire Department. I can't even describe it. And these are just parts. These are just pieces. This isn't even all of it yet.
Tells a story.
It tells thousands of stories.
Man.
And you hear them. You hear them. I've had 5 people in the room with it. And everybody walks in and just gasps and cries. I don't think I understand what's going to happen on Friday, but I do know that it comforted people and that I did that as an artist. So if we all have a job and we all have a role, do it well. If it's reporting and letting people know how to be safe, how to take care of themselves or what's going on around them, if it's creation, if it's teaching, if you're picking up trash, I don't care. You are playing a huge part in how we're moving forward. And again, working with kids every day in the schools, watching them show up when it's 30 degrees with no light or heat and going, what are we doing today? It was the most inspiring, humbling day of my life. Because if they can do it, I can do it. So I didn't just build this for me. It was a blessing. I built this for my town and the people that surround. For anybody that was harmed, Concow, Yankee Hill, anywhere. This isn't just paradise. I did not ever intend for it to be. That key with my parents messes me up. That was the last thing I did before I wrapped it, because I just...
Your parents' house key.
Yeah. It was our first and last address.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's really good. It's really
I
good.
think we're good on our interview part.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I cry a lot. So.
It's okay. I don't cry very often, but this is great.
Well,
I mean,
I don't usually on air.
I got to practice in 3 days. I got to like lay it out
This
again.
is good. This was
Yeah.
good. Thought of all. I can tell the first parts were all. You thought a lot about what you want to say.